this room, if you haven't noticed already, echoes a lot. And so just even one or two people speaking, then makes it very difficult to hear somebody who has a microphone and is up there to speak. So we want to make sure we're respectful of everyone who's giving their time here to share input and the discussions and the business of the town that happens. So I please ask that you silence your cell phones, because I see everybody go for them. And please, side chatter down, especially while somebody's speaking, so that we can hear everybody. At this time, I'd like to call the Wednesday, October 18th, 2023 Town Council regular meeting to order. It is, I don't have to be so loud this time, 6:04 p.m. I ask that you stand for a moment of silence, particularly in this very troubled time in our world. And we will follow by the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, as we get to our roll call of members, I think now's an appropriate time to recognize the resignation of one member that we have missing tonight, Mr. Tom Montier. And I'm going to read for the record his resignation letter that he sent to all of us on the 27th of September. In September of 1793, yes, it starts that way. In September of 1793, the cornerstone was laid for the U.S. Capitol. There was a great Masonic procession accompanied by artillery, with President George Washington as Grand Master. Washington, using a trowel still in possession of the Masons, laid the cornerstone that came from a quarry on a quiet creek in Virginia's northern neck. 200 years later, for a bicentennial ceremony in 1993, a concerted effort was made to find the quiet cornerstone. It was so overlaid with Vermont marble that it could not be located, but it is still there. The northern neck opened for settlement at the same time as the English Civil War. The supporters of the king, royalists properly identified as Cavaliers, were ultimately on the losing side. Virginia Governor William Berkeley actively recruited those Cavaliers to come to Virginia and settle on the shores of the Potomac. While not necessarily England's best and brightest, they were an adventuresome lot whose defining ethos was right conduct, heroic action, rule of law, and an obligation to serve the common good. This nation, as with the quiet stone on which Capitol sits, is laid on a foundation of the character and intellect of the descendants of these original Virginia Cavaliers. It is no accident that these three of the first 5 presidents of the United States were born in adjoining counties in a distinct subregion of the Commonwealth of Virginia, our northern neck. It is my intention to attempt to peel away the Vermont marble in advance of the 250th anniversary of our independence and reveal the original Northern Neck Foundation entitled Cavalier Nation. This writing is meant to be my magnum opus, the crowning work of a lifetime. This undertaking will be a remarkably time-consuming project in both research and writing, and I will need to marshal a mass of primary and secondary materials. There was a point in youth where my wit and energy were relatively boundless. No more. I must realistically yield to health issues and the vagaries of age, turning 73 this coming June, and am compelled to prioritize my time and endeavors. I cannot undertake Cavalier Nation while devoting the thoughtfulness and attention this on council wants. Something must give, and I am forced to make a difficult choice. Therefore, I resign from council effective 30th of September 2023. It is my hope that Cavalier Nation will be a significant and lasting contribution to the history and proper understanding of these United States as the northern neck of Virginia writ large. And just at this time, want to acknowledge his resignation and accept that, but also give our sincere appreciation and gratitude for Tom's service on this council. It has been nothing but a pleasure to work with him, whether we are in agreeable positions or disagreeable positions. He brings light and knowledge and enormous intellect to the position as he served on council. And I will greatly miss him in the seat, although we will continue to remain friends. So thank you, Tom, for your service, even though you're not here. Hopefully you'll hear about that. All right, with that, all other members are present. I have no more additions to the agenda. Does anybody else, do we have approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Approval of the consent agenda. This includes minutes for February 15th, March 1st, the resolution for the adoption of the SRO grant and the fire department grant.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Councilman announcements. Okay, I'm going to start on this side with Mr. Wood. And I'm coming next to you, Kim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start with the Alliance report to the town council. And Tom, you're the one getting old, so I'm going to have to hold this by. The BAM would like to report that they're going to have pink hats and visors on sale to promote breast cancer awareness. They've been participating in the homecoming events this week. There's a trunk or treat at the school parking lot on October 29th. And they have a station for the Fall Festival in town hill to paint pumpkins. The Artist Guild's Art Walk will continue through December. And if you haven't noticed, the love signs are everywhere, as well as the cutouts. Locations can be found on the Artist Guild Facebook page, and the map is being created. The CB Community Foundation, and I do want to preface it with this, because I'm seeing on social media some criticism of the Community Foundation, because there are people who are looking to have personal needs met. That's not the foundation's bailiwick. If you need assistance for folks who live in town, the resources exist at fraternal organizations. I know they do it because I've done it for people myself. There's also Bay Aging can assist, and also the Housing Foundation is there as well. And I do want to let people know that the foundation has given a $13,500 check to the rescue squad to buy the defibrillators for gathering places around town. Training will be provided and locations will be announced. There are 3 new directors joining in November: Jack Finney, Billy Porch, Dan Wildman, Ms. Guido, and Eric Nelson didn't run for another term, and were thanked and recognized for their contributions. Kathy Bachman became a director emeritus. Monthly welcome to Colonial Beach meetup is tomorrow at Crazy Jack's, and the speaker is none other than our own Mayor Robin Schick. The Economic Development Council participated in the Business Apprenticeship Fair at the high school. There were about 70 students participated. It was an amazing turnout. It was great to see that there were so many young women who were interested in the computer sciences and sciences in general. Sam Triandos with WWER interviewed several students, and they'll be on air with WWER tomorrow morning, Saturday. You can check their website for the schedule. In January, the EDC will move from Chamber of Commerce to downtown Colonial Beach. Mike Fitzpatrick is stepping down as chair, and Benny Bowman is to take over, and we welcome Benny in their role. The Guadalupe Free Clinic, and this is amazing, they have almost 300 patients this year. Now, we can still use some